G'day, fellas, and welcome to game number 15 of the Outback Octagon. Some of the biggest names in Age of Empires 4 are with us tonight. Number 1, it's going to be this guy right here. There is no bigger name when it comes to Age of Empires than Core. Of course, we've got some other players in the lobby. There's a guy over here. There's another dude over here. We'll introduce him a little bit later. Let's get into it because today's map is Hallowed Spring. We are saying hello once again to it and going to be enjoying this beautiful map. The games are typically very quick on this map. That's one of the things I've noticed. Will that follow suit today, or will we see a little bit of a difference? Let's introduce our players for today. Spawning in the east side of the map in the color red, playing as the Chinese, representing Team Turkey. It's Sass. To his southwest side, in the color orange, playing as the Ottomans, representing Team Germany, it's Core. To their south, in the color pink, playing as the Rus, representing Team France, but playing for Team Mate, it's Marine Lord. Just below him, in the color blue, playing as Joan of Arc, representing Team Sweden, it's Baltoon. At least, if I remember correctly, he is Team Sweden. I'm 99% sure he's Team Sweden. He's 100% Scandinavian, 99% Swedish, which is, quite, it's a good combo. In the south of the map, in the color purple, playing as the Juicy Legacy, representing Team France, we've got Loralia. To her west, in the Abbasid, or as the Abbasid dynasty, in the color teal, representing Team Germany, it's Crackety here. And in the west of the map, in the color yellow, playing as the Order of the Dragon, with relics at his doorstep, he returns once again, currently sitting at rank number 2 on the table, representing Team Serbia, it's Beastie. And to his northeast, in the color green, playing as the French, representing Team Germany as well, it's Averley. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hallowed Springs. We have got quite the lineup for you guys tonight. If you haven't already done the math on it, we've got some big names for you. We've got Marine Lord in here. Currently sits at about rank number 10 on the ladder. We've got Beastie currently at rank 2 on our points ladder. I won't be showing you the ladder in the game or during this game, but you can take my word for it. He's pretty high up there. So just keep this in mind, okay? After last week's games, Beastie was so far ahead on the points that he plays in the last position for this week, and yet he is still rank 2 on the ladder. There is only one person ahead of him. I think it's Puppy Paw. I'm pretty sure it's Puppy Paw. So, despite only playing 2 games, and everybody else playing 4 games, he's still number 2. That just shows how far ahead he is at this stage. But that doesn't mean he's not going to try. Because when it comes to your points, they carry over into that semi-final. So he will be looking to collect as many points as he can, because once he gets into the semi-finals, if he can secure enough points to get through to the grand finals, then that will mean he's got an easier time on that semi-final day and a lot less stress associated with it. But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about our favorites for this game. Let's talk a little bit about who we think might be going down first. We've got some awkward positioning out here in the north of the map as Sass and Core, great friends IRL. I don't know if they're going to be great friends this game, though, as Sass and Core are right next to each other. Meanwhile, Marine Lord, Baltoon, next to each other as well. And one of the things to note is that while Marine Lord's got the defense of the Kremlin to keep him safe, Baltoon's got the offense of Joan of Arc to get on the aggressive. So that is going to be an option. Another thing to note is that Crackety, I suspect he probably has scouted out Loralia to his south and doesn't really want a thorn in his side throughout the game, so may look to put pressure on. However, Beastie, undoubtedly, will be thinking the same thing. And that just leaves one man in the middle. One man who took a position that many may think was a poor position. You're exposed. You're quite literally the closest person to the middle. And yet, there is nobody near you. How fortunate of a spawn for Averley. A really nice spot. But the first age up now comes through. It's going to be Sass on the Chinese, going up with the Imperial Academy. He starts us off strong. No straggler trees around the town center, so he's going to have to do a little bit of long-distance chopping here. Meanwhile, on the south side of the map, Marine Lord looks to siege down the house. 3 houses already put down here for Baltoon. He wants to try and level up as much as he can. Joan of Arc. And now finally she gets to that level 2 hunter. Immediately turns around and starts working down the enemy scout. Marine Lord has to deal with the outpost as well that's sitting just outside this hunt. There's no chance of him picking up the deer that lay beneath it. Now, one thing to watch out for, if I had to give, see, this is the troubling part, right? Because if I was going to pick, who's going to be the first one that gets knocked out here, I would say it's probably going to be Core. And the reason why is because of his proximity to Sass, obviously, is going to promote aggression from both of them. But the real issue is going to be Averley. Averley is going to say, okay, who am I coming after? And the answer is probably going to be Core. He's locked into combat, probably going to be stuck in the feudal age. That's my suspicion. When it comes to victory, who is going to win this game? You would be an absolute crazy individual to go past the man in the west. They don't call him a beast from the east for nothing, because he spawns in the west. But you would be crazy to go past him. He's got a little bit of isolation. He's got 1 relic, 2 relics, 3 relics that he's spotted out. Could probably grab this one. These 2 up the north aren't going to be contested either, so whether he spots them is going to be a different story. But if he does, he should be able to secure them. Marine Lord with a couple of vills moving out over towards the edge of the map. The walls come up and the stable's been down. He looks to defend his position early against Baltoon. Now, keep in mind, your optimal strategy when it comes to FFA is going into that second town center. You want to ideally scale into the mid-game, and that's going to mean that with Marine Lord having a neighbor so close to him, especially someone as skilled as Baltoon, that he's not going to be able to easily go into that second TC. He's going to have... He can do it, definitely, but he's going to have to bide his time here. He's going to have to play patiently. Age-ups continue to come through. Beastie already clicking up to Castle Age. Have a look at this Regnitz Cathedral timing. He's putting it down with 8 villages. We've still got people in the first age. Averley hasn't even awoken from his slumber yet. He's still slowly tapping away at the landmark. He's got 4 vills on it, but he's still just... He's going for it. Meanwhile, Beastie... How does he click up before 8 minutes in an FFA game? This is insane. It is insane how quick this guy is. Oh my god, look at all the sheep underneath the Archon. I am glad I put all of my Drongo points, all my Drongo berries on Beastie, that is for sure. Relic's starting to get walled up here on the south side. Crackety's preventing Loralia from ever considering going for it, and I suspect she probably might. Looks like she will be going for that Castle Age. Averley now reaching feudal. And now the question becomes, where do we go from here? Let's check back in on that east side. For the moment, Joan of Arc just kind of chilling out, keeping guard. One of the interesting things to note is that Baltoon did level up Joan of Arc to the Hunter, but now he's lost a villager. Hasn't really achieved much with it. Age Up now comes through for Beastie. Immediately pops the King ability, spots out where all those enemies are located on the minimap, and he sees, I've got great positioning here. I am in a very good spot, but I think he already knew that. I'm going to be honest. I suspect he knew well and truly that that he was in a great spot. But have a look at this. Have we got... Is he training vills here? I think it's just vills, yeah. Prelate now going to start coming out. He makes his way, and he's going for the furthest relic first. That's where he's going to start it off. Now, he has been scouted out by Crackety. Second town center has come through for Crackety, and he's put it on the stone with another town center going to be coming through shortly. So 3 TC for Crackety, probably going to be followed up with a quick Castle Age. Meanwhile, on the south side, we do see the Shaolin Monastery coming through for Loralia. So she'll be looking to pick up relics. Obviously, may have a little bit of trouble with this one, but there are 2 more to the east that she should be able to pick up. Let's check in, and oh my lord, I didn't even realize we've got ourselves a little bit of a barbecue today, ladies and gentlemen. Sass is cooking. But is Core going to allow him, or is he going to try and take the reins of the barbecue and say, hey, buddy, don't mind if I have a bit of a cook for you? Take a look at this. Take a look at this. Trouble in paradise right now as Baltoon says, hey, Marine Lord, I know what you're up to. Marine Lord goes for a very cheeky gold deposit at the back here. Manages to get all the vills. He's actually got the double mining camp here as well. But now, Beastie, with the relics in hand, faces the wrath of the enemy scouts. He's already picked up 1, if I remember correctly. I don't remember correctly. Where is there? There's 2. There it is. Wait. Is he missing one? Hold on. I thought he had 1 right next to his base. Oh, no. It's in the outpost. It's in the outpost. Calm down. It's in the outpost. Let's check in over on the east side. Marine Lord, now with the High Trade House, doesn't get the opportunity to go for that second town center in the Feudal Age. Jugunu at the back of the base here for core, but he does make the Castle Age, and now with that means the MIA comes online, and he should be able to defend this without too much of a hassle. Meanwhile, Castle Age is coming through for Averley as well. A lot of aggression in this lobby, and Horsemen looking to chase down the Prelate before the relics can be found. You can see he was on the way to celebrate a good time inside the wood line of Averley, but Averley does not want that to be happening. Beastie still out on the map. Where is he even going? Is he just scouting? He's just bringing his prelates out here with the hopes that he finds something. All right, well, there's still plenty of relics to be had on the map, but at this stage of the game, Beastie's secured 3. And in an FFA, securing 3 relics as the Order of the Dragon is good. Securing 5 is great, but have a look at this. Order of the Dragonville is going to be chased away. Beastie was thinking about going to Imperial, but might have to make a quick stop, a little bit of a pit stop, if you will, for some units. He doesn't want to do it, though. You can see he is very intent on avoiding it, if at all possible. And he's looking like he might actually fight it out over here. He's going to lose 1 villager. This is way too many units for him to really consider. Lancer now from Loralia also coming out here. She's going to be looking to pick up those relics. One's already in the bag. I suspect she may have more than one on the way back through. Keep in mind, we've got walls around this one. Beastie in trouble with those prelates getting chased away. Perhaps a little bit greedy to not look for at least a stable in the Feudal Age and try and get a bit of security on those prelates. He has been chased away from pretty much all the relics in the north side of the map, but we do still have quite a bit that are yet to be secured at this stage of the game. Prelates look to make their way back. He's got a bit of healing, sprinkled in placements, get the shots off. And the prelates all huddle together. Wants to avoid losing the vills, brings them back in. Almost got enough for that age up. Sitting on 1,700 food here. I suspect if he just did a hand in, he'd probably have enough. So close to getting it through. Meanwhile, on that east side, let's check in with Marine Lord and see how he's doing against Baltoon. Keep in mind, Baltoon has been stuck in the Feudal Age. Not even thinking about going up to the Castle Age. He is just really committing here. The army numbers continue to climb. Meanwhile, for Marine Lord, crossbows are going to be the way that he looks to go here. Marine Lord wants to avoid being locked into early combat. Undoubtedly, Beastie does as well, but the Swabia will come up. Interesting positioning here for the Swabia as well. It's right in the thick of it, though. I think this is a good spot. Arkan, obviously, it's based about where the resources are. And for the Swabia, he's going to be able to keep everything nice, tight, and close. Blacksmith being dropped down. I thought this was actually going to be a market. He's got 3 relics in the bag. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It could be worse. It could be worse. Let's check in over on that north side, though. Let's see how his opponents are doing. Sass, Core, fighting it out against each other. And, I mean, at this stage of the game, you've kind of got a little bit of a matchup going on everywhere, right? Like, you've got these two fighting it out. You got these two fighting it out. And down over on the west side, you've got Averley that's punishing Beastie, making sure that he is not going to be out on the map, just collecting relics willy-nilly. Speaking of willy-nilly, have a look at this. As Averley says, well, we're making men-at-arms and battering rams willy-nilly. Beastie's going to spot out where all those kings are in the town center again. Let's ride on board with Averley. I'm liking this idea. Shalinmont got to get picked up. Loralia with still only that 1 relic in the bag. Crackety here in the Feudal Age still. How many town centers are you going for, Crackety? And he responds with a simple yes. 1, 2, 3, 4 town centers. Also the House of Wisdom in the back of the base. I love this. This is a super duper smart move. You can technically get the stone walls around this still and get the mill to extend the Wi-Fi out for everybody. It's hard, but you can do it. But that is going to be the plan for him, I suspect. All right, the numbers continue to build. Have a look at this. Beastie could be in trouble. You know, normally when it comes to a defense in this position, one of the key factors that you're looking to rely on are your outposts. Go into the outposts, you get your cannon emplacements the exact way that he's got. You put the relic inside, you get the stone fortification upgrade. He's done that here on the backside. But the problem is, if you've got this many battering rams, every single time I hear it, I shudder just a little bit. I think that was Joan of Arc going down. Poor Baltoon. It's all right. We will rebuild. So this could be very hard for Beastie right now. This is a formidable army. And remember that Averley's been able to leverage the power of the fish in the middle of the map. Nobody else has taken advantage of that. It's only him. Oh, I didn't even realize. Baltoon's completely focused in another direction. Oh, my lord. Oh, gosh. We saw it in the end. Don't worry. We managed to make it. But unfortunately, Loralia, I don't think she's going to be making it as Baltoon slowly sieges down the town center, and 15 minutes into the game, he's going to be picking up a kill here. Looks like there's no one here to contest it at all, and I did not expect this. With his proximity to Marine Lord, I completely forgot about the prospect that he could look outside the box, and that's exactly what he does. He picks up first blood, and it's in the feudal age, gets the double points for it, and that is going to be great when it comes to his longevity in Outback Octagon. Unfortunate for Loralia to go down this early on. She had a little bit of isolation here, but I guess just a little bit too much of a delay when it came to her units. But perhaps she's not the only one in the lobby. One of the best players in the game right now, Beastie, has also made the decision to delay his units. Whether or not it will come back to bite him remains to be seen. He picks up the relic. He looks to remove it away from the Regnitz Cathedral. A single Gilded Knight comes out and looks to defend this position. He's got emergency repairs in the back pocket. Need he use it? And now, with Baltoon picking up that kill, definitely gives Marine Lord a little bit of a feeling of security. Okay, well, my enemy's been attacking somebody else this whole time. I need to fear not. I'll be fine. So he puts down 2 more town centers and looks to secure this hunt that was once held by Baltoon. More units continue to... Look at the size of this army right now from Averley. Averley is coming at Beastie with a vengeance right now. Keep in mind that when it comes to threats in this lobby, there is no bigger threat than Beastie. He had Isolation, Order of the Dragon, which is considered by many to be one of the best FFA civilizations. He's picked up a handful of relics as well. Things were going well for him. Averley, together with the water, has been an absolutely insane combo. The question now is how fast do the dominoes fall if the first one goes? Because if he's able to roll over the top of Beastie, this is a big damn army, and he could very quickly look to turn his attention elsewhere. But we focus our attention on where it matters most. Beastie continues to hold. Walls are starting to come up for core as he looks locked into battle. Keep in mind right now, just a little sneeze would blow him over if it came from another direction, but as long as he's focused against Sass, he should be okay. Have a look at this. We've got a great migration coming through. The Guildhall coming into the south side of the map. And Baltoon moving house completely. He says, you know what? We don't need to worry about being next to Marine Lord anymore. We're just going to get up. We're going to move out. And the Culverin now getting dived. Beastie going to try his best to keep it alive. Looks like the Culverin lives to survive. And turns around and fires down upon the enemy. Great hold from Beastie so far as he looks to work down these battering rams. You can see the cannon emplacements. He's got emergency repairs in the back pocket, but where are those other battering rams? Has he lost all the battering rams in this time? This isn't even going to be hard. I mean, this is a solid hold from Beastie right here. Cannon emplacements together with the Culverin mean that you can never siege this down. This is a clinical hold right here from Beastie. He faces difficulties in the early game, but it looks like he's going to get through this. And now the Arbalatria on the backside just going to get cleaned up by the Culverin. He's going to be able to take out a couple villages, but keep in mind with the Palace of Swabia, he cares not that he loses a handful here, a handful there, but hold on. A handful is coming everywhere, it seems. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's only a couple vills building this, and Marine Lord realizes that he can take advantage. He knows that those landmarks are exposed, and it's only going to be a matter of time until that third one comes online. He needs to bring vills here now. He needs to bring vills here now. The king is with the army, but he needs to bring more vills. He needs to migrate more vills to repair this, or to build this guild hall. This guild hall could be the difference between life and death. Fortunately, it seems like Marine Lord may have delayed his attack just enough for this guild hall to come online. We're going to have to ride on board here as we watch. The town center is going to fall. It's at 4,500. He's got one remaining landmark as Baltoon loses the first one. Realizing it was only a matter of time until Marine Lord... We missed it. We missed it completely. I missed it completely, but I know that Twitch chat saw it. I'm sorry. I wasn't even thinking about it. Apologies. But in the end, Marine Lord manages to just go for the king. I'm too busy focused on the landmarks. Apologies to all those who were watching and thinking to themselves, hold on a minute. Is there units down there? Wasn't Marine Lord sending a bit of a raid? Indeed there was. We missed it. Oh, Drongo the cameraman. He's always a little bit, well, I'm not going to say that I'm drunk right now. I haven't had much to drink, except for a Red Bull or two. But that shouldn't be affecting my my abilities the camera. We'll say that much. It was just a small lack of judgment. We'll say that. We'll say that. All right, towards the top side. We're not going to miss the next one. Don't worry. We haven't missed a king kill in a while. I'll say that much. I think we've been pretty good for the most part. All right, Averley. His attack was defended in the west, and I think if anything, Beastie has solidified his position. But now, where does Crackety go? Crackety says, well, hold on, you just took my kill. I was coming for that guy. I knew exactly what was happening there. And now, I'm going to come for you. Marine Lord's on the triple TC. He's at 89 Vils at the moment. But remember that Crackety's boomed hard this game. Crackety opened with 4 TCs. And he's only just coming online now. He's still technically castle age. But he's got a lot of units out here. He's 200 population and 188 of it is units on the field. King now going to start making moves towards the Red Palace here for Averley. And Averley's position looking very, very good. He's got some barracks here around the Red Palace. For anyone who knows the lore, barracks don't actually get affected by the Red Palace. All the other buildings do. But not the barracks. You could delete those. I wouldn't. I'd probably get mad at you. Don't delete them. You just build another keep. You'll be fine. All right, so Crackety now across the map. Instead of going after Beastie, which is probably the smart move not to go after Beastie, right? Like, I mean, can you really be like, yeah, it's smart not going after Beastie and going after Marine Lord instead? Like, come on. Really? You think that that's the smart move, Drongo? There is a lot of players in this lobby that you can go for that aren't, you know, one of the top players in the world. You know, you've got Sass. You've got Averley. We can't say Core, because Core is obviously an incredibly good player. One of the best. One of the best. But now Crackety looking to push in. There's a lot of units here. He's going to be fighting a very uphill battle as the crossbows continue to micro out. All of the heavy units on the front. The Ghulam's just going to get obliterated. First town center going to be under pressure, but now triple trebuchet making their way forward up against the double trebuchet on the other side. King is in the outpost at the back of the base here for Core, and have a look at this. Averley's realized that, hey, I might be able to pick up a quick kill here or there. And that's exactly what he's going to look for. Meanwhile, back towards the base of Marine Lord. He's lost the town center, but he's going to win the fight. But speaking of winning fights right now, I can't help but feel like Core is not going to be winning this one. It was only a matter of time until somebody sneezed in his direction and blew him over. He's been so unbalanced, focused on Sass, that unfortunately it was just a matter of time until somebody got itchy and decided to scratch. Averley now focusing all of his attention towards... Oh, the King's out! The King was on the ground! Oh, did he lose the landmarks? Oh, I think Sass killed the landmarks. So I think Sass actually... Did Sass kill all the landmarks? I think he did, right? 1, 2, 3. So in that situation, because the King was out, just sitting there, and he was white, that means that the kill goes over to Sass. Sass gets the points for the kill, but the real score... It's not the friends that we made along the way or the kills that we got today. It's the population that matters. And that's what was picked up by Averley. So Averley secures the extra population, doesn't get the points for the kill though, because the kill, even though we killed the King, the King was white. So the points will go over to the person that eliminated him, which is Sass. So Sass will be relieved to have picked up the points for the kill there. But obviously a little bit disappointed that he didn't get the King kill as well. All right, well. The army continues to build for Averley. 169 population at the moment, and Beastie's maxed out. He's 200 out of 200. And he's thinking it might be time to get angry, get motivated, get moving. Interestingly, it looks like he's just going to go for Averley, which is probably the smartest move considering he just picked up a kill and he attacked you earlier. So naturally, it feels like there's a little bit of emotion involved, but also there's going to be a little bit of, you know, a bit of logic involved as well. It's Beastie you're talking about, one of the best in the business when it comes to it. So he's not going to be making silly moves over here. Hand cannoneer numbers starting to build here. Now keep in mind, when it comes to Imperial Ages, everybody is up or going up except for one, and that is Sass. So Sass is going to kick it into gear. He is playing the Chinese, didn't get the option to earlier put the second town center down. And I tell you what, even at this stage of the game, a second town center would be absolutely chef's kiss. So that's what I would be considering right now for Sass if I was playing in his position. Have a look at the numbers from Averley though. These are big numbers of Arbitratrier. Do very well against pretty much every unit, especially once they've got that Pavis shield deployed. Let's check in and see on that south side how Marine Lord does as he continues to solidify this position. Now, keep in mind, he did also pick up that extra 50 population, so the longer the game goes, the better it gets for Marine Lord. And especially as long as Crackety doesn't take a fight. Or rather, as long as Crackety doesn't pick a fight, we should say. Now, Crackety's actually moving back to base. I wonder if he thinks there could be problems at home. Let's take a look and see where the army is for Beastie. Now, the army for Beastie doesn't look that big. But you've got to remember, he's playing the Order of the Dragon. So while these units might not look so fearsome in their number, they are fearsome in their power. Marine Lord now going to clear out this keep on the south side with the bombard. Age up for Crackety comes through. He reaches the Imperial Age. Very safe positioning back here. He's got double keep across the walls, together with the House of Wisdom extending out, propagating it through that mill. Of course, utilizing the Wi-Fi, but now Beastie in the north looks to put pressure on the town center of Averley. And Beastie gets angry. Keep in mind, Averley's at 201 population. Beastie ideally wants to keep him under that 200 threshold. That is really what becomes important when you're fighting players that have got larger population caps than you. Making sure that you're trading out with them or trying to trade into them as much as you possibly can. But now, looks like the attention of Crackety maybe heading in another direction. Instead of going after Marine Lord, he looks a little bit closer to home and says, well, hold on a minute. I could just take out Beastie instead, but I can't but help but feel like he may be signing a warrant for somebody's death, and it is not going to be Beastie's. Beastie's got a pretty decent-sized army here, and it is very angry. Have a look at that. He's getting some quality shots in there. Up towards the east corner. We've got ourselves a little bit of a demilitarized zone building between the pink and red players, Sass and Marine Lord. Back over to the west, though. Beastie, Crackety, looking to go at it mono a mono. Just leaving Averley towards the middle. With nothing to do. His own business to mind. He's having a great time. Let's check in and see how Marine Lord's doing. It's going to be a whole bunch of Streltsy together with Horsemen that he's moving into. Has the elite upgrade, and he's got the new technology, the UFO technology. Speaking of UFO technology, I don't know if you guys got your ears to the ground on the UFO stuff or not really. You guys know I'm big into the UFOs, right? There was a great book released recently by a guy by the name of Lou Elizondo. It's called Imminent. And it talks about, well, I don't want to spoil it for you, but I mean, what do you think the title is about, you know, imminent? Do you think he's talking about, you know, his need to go to the bathroom? Probably not. You wouldn't write a book about that. And if you did, I probably wouldn't call it imminent. I'd probably call it Never Trust a Fart. Sorry. Okay. I'm not going to write any books. Okay, let's focus on the game. Focus on the game, Drongo. All right. We're here. We're focusing on the game. We've got it. It's fine. All right. Beastie's in a little bit of trouble. Don't worry. We're okay. Oh, I got tears in my eyes. We will rebuild. Marine Lord now. I can't compose myself here. Oh, Lord. Marine Lord in the east of the map begins to push down on Sass. Now, remember, Sass's advantage has been completely eaten away by the fact that he was fighting against Core for so long. Compare that to Beastie. Beastie is steadfast in his defense. There is no risk to Beastie. However, there is a significant risk right now to Sass. Poor Sass. Now just goes down, rolled over the top of by an angry Marine Lord. Marauded. Beastie held completely. Wasn't even close for him. I don't think you're even in a position. You look at the way that he's got the Streltsy split up just to make sure that there's no running shenanigans that are going to happen. And Sass gives it up. King goes down and Marine Lord takes another 50 points, or rather another 50 population. And another point. Marine Lord, avenging Core, is top of the ladder, brother. Spearman always wins. Gilded Spearman always wins. So, as the game goes longer, the harder this gets for Beastie. Because he still is yet to find a kill. And as the Order of the Dragon, I would argue that having the extra population is so important. Because it allows you to go from having a small army to a very nicely sized army. Because you can invest pretty much all of that population into your army. Now, one thing to note is Beastie still has 127 vills. He's got 4 relics. His villagers are better than the average villager. So he can definitely afford to have those villagers deleted. It's probably the nicest way to say that. But Marine Lord is looking quite powerful at this stage of the game, especially now he's moving towards 300 population. Not a lot of gold in the bank. That's what he seems to be capped by is his gold. Still on these ones at the backside. He's got plenty of gold, though, when it comes to his available resources. And I suspect you may be looking at a very angry Marine Lord as he makes his way across the map. And interestingly, Averley has decided that Beastie must die also. Everyone is looking at Beastie and saying, you know, that guy's kind of scary, guys. He's playing Order of the Dragon. He's got a couple relics. But they have forgotten one thing. The Frenchman has a big army. And the Frenchman is very fearsome. King is on the move once again. It looks like he's going to be moving to a walled keep. Very, very nice. He's got some new residences that are coming up. I find it quite curious that they're not going after Marine Lord. Like, surely they would realize that Marine Lord is a massive threat in this game. Like, Beastie... Like, don't get me wrong. Beastie's obviously always going to be a threat in every game that you play. But in this game right now, I don't think he's that big of a threat. Not compared to Marine Lord. Like, look at the size of this thing. He's maxed his 300 out of 300. 158 army. Beginning to barrel down at Crackety. And Crackety now has to make the decision to defend his base rather than to attack into Beastie. Averley continues to push on the top side, but Beastie's got defense. Remember that he's got AoE defense in the form of the bombard emplacements or the cannon emplacements. He's got the mangonels that are underneath there. All of those Order of the Dragon units getting that perfect little concave. And he cleans up completely. Not even close. Beastie is going to be a thorn for anybody to take out. The trouble is that by the time the guy who takes him out gets to taking him out, he's going to be sitting at 400 population. It's a slow and steady roll, but the steamroller is online. It's happening. The Rus are coming out to play today, and Marine Lord is not making any mistakes, at least not yet. He seems to be... Has he made any mistakes this game? I don't think so. I think it's been pretty flawless from him. Everything he's done has been very solid. Streltsy number, it's at 30 for him. He's actually down to 235 pop at the moment. Crackety's still maxed at 200. Perhaps did he jump the shark here? It could be the case. Maybe he just needed to wait for his whole army to get here instead of fighting it little bit by little bit. A lot of reinforcements now coming through. But he's going to continue applying pressure. 240 against 200 population. Over on the west side, Beastie says, hey, Crackety. Remember that time I told you don't attack me, I'm weak? Well, I didn't forget. I feel like Beastie's just attacking the last person that attacked him, and he's angry at them. He's like, don't you dare do that again, or I'll get you. I think Beastie has made it known that the Crackety better not mess with the bull, or he'll get the horns. But once again, Beastie going to be returning to the north side to deal with the other thorn in his side. It has just been relentless, this game, for the poor man. They're picking on him. Somebody throw him a lifeline. He needs a knight in shining armor. Just the only trouble is it's going to be Marine Lord, and then the knight in shining armor is going to take another 50 population. Oh my god, look at this. Spaskaya in the back of the base. Stonewall around it. There's not even... Doesn't even look like he's going to try for a gate here. He's just going to completely wall himself in, lock himself in the closet. Wouldn't be the first time, and it probably won't be the last time Marine Lord has been locked in a closet. Poor little guy. Sorry, Marine Lord. We love you. I love Marine Lord. He's a sweet guy. So, Marine Lord, he could be in a position to go for a wonder, but I feel like Marine Lord ain't the kind of guy who needs to go for a wonder. He's just gonna run over the top of everybody. That's the kind of strength he's got. That's how he likes to express it. Through demolition, through execution. All right, siege numbers still building for Beastie. One thing to note is that while Beastie's siege numbers are building, his resources are also building as well. The only trouble is, it's that lack of relics. 4 relics. I say it's a lack of relics. I mean, he's got 4 relics, right? Like, it's a good number of relics. It's only... It's not 11. And for those watching and thinking, it's not 11 relics, what do you mean, Drongo? There was a game where we may have seen a Holy Roman Empire player with 11 relics. We may have seen such a thing. It can happen, it is real, and it will hurt you. Do talk to your therapist about it. Marine Lord continues to push up. Huge army here. Crackety, not a lot of resources in the bank, but he is maxed for the moment. A lot of units actually in queue, though. So even if he loses out on this, he should be okay for a little bit. Culverin going to start pushing forward, looking to try and snipe out the bombards on the back, but Marine Lord, he's pretty smart, and he moves away. Streltsy easily able to snipe it out, but they've lost their front line. And now those horsemen, since they've gone down, means the Streltsy are going to have to fall back away from it. Marine Lord down to 250 population. Still struggling to keep his head above water when it comes to the gold. In fact, gold definitely seems to be the theme throughout this game for players when it comes to shortages. Beastie now only just cracking that 2K mark. Has not a lot of gold on this map for him. Only a very small amount back towards the center of the map. Other than that, though, it's pretty rare that he'll find any. But now, Crackety defends once again. A lot of units in queue here. Remember, Crackety is an expert when it comes to FFA. He's played a lot of FFA. He's a very, very good player, so he knows the whole idea of, you know, when you're fighting in these late games, one of the most important things to do is have a lot of production and have units in them ready to go. So that the moment one of these units die here, they just get instantly replaced and they start walking to the front quickly. But, unfortunately, the Bombard will go down here. He's losing out on that siege battle. Marine Lord is starting to build on that siege number. Meanwhile, siege towards the north. Averley always going to be struggling against Beastie. In the event there are Culverin on the field, the Culverin are always going to do very well. I feel like the only time Culverin don't do well against Springalds is when there are so many Springalds that it becomes really difficult to micro against them. Because at some point, it's like the Springalds will just outnumber the Culverin so significantly, and I feel like that's the point. But the trouble is to do that, to invest that much into it. Like, you're investing a huge amount of population, and you've got to understand that these two units have the same population cost. King on the move now. It looks like he's going to be making his way down probably to this keep here. Oh, he's going for a snipe. Oh, he's going for a snipe. He's going for a snipe. I think he... yeah, Crackety knows about it. The only trouble is Crackety's on the way back now. Is he going to be able to get there in time? I suspect he probably will. That's a lot of Bombards. That's a lot of Bombards. King's not in this town center. He's just going to come in, take the town center out. He needs to fall back to his base. Is this what he's thinking his win condition is here? But there's a lot of units, and he'll see these units and immediately falls back, realizes that the Mangonels are gone. He'll sacrifice them and allow this army to take them out as long as the Bombards live another day. But now towards that top side, town center, under pressure. The repairs come through. Marine Lord's pushing into the base, and keep in mind, that is because Crackety is experiencing a little bit of the 2v1. Of course, Beastie is balancing it as best he can right now. Essentially, Beastie wants to try and snipe the kill that is Crackety, and he needs to time it perfectly because he's defending on one hand, but at the same time, he needs to go on the offensive with these Bombards. And you can see, once again, this is where it comes down to being that incredible FFA player. Is he going to be able to weave this kill in? That's what he's looking for right now. He's trying to find a way to get this kill, but at the same time not to die himself as another keep comes up from Averley. He's slowly working it down. You'd love to see just a couple of Culverin here to help defend against these cannons. They're so frustrating to deal with. And now, Beastie spots an opening, spots an opportunity. Like a wide receiver through the back line. Ignores everything and just says, we're going for it, baby. Give it to me. The King has the ability to run out this bottom side. He is not walled in completely, and Crackety spots it. He immediately throws down a gate here. Cannons look to focus down the corner of the wall. Needs to get all of these units into position. Meanwhile, towards the base, he is slowly losing more and more troops, more and more buildings. Cannons now moving up, Bombards into position. The King, has he forgotten the hand cannoneers? The hand cannoneers! Oh, he's gonna snipe him out! There's nothing he can do unless he takes the Bombards out! But the Bombards get taken out! Crackety lives to see another day! And he says, sorry, Beastie, but it hasn't gone your way! A single volley from those Bombards would have seen him exit. But Crackety survives just a little bit longer. And Beastie continues to defend, coming up empty-handed against Crackety, leaving his position now exposed to Marine Lord, and almost a certain guarantee that Marine Lord has a victory this game. If there was one way for Beastie to pull back in this game, that was it. He threw the Hail Mary to the wide receiver. The wide receiver caught it, and at the last second, 6 yards out from the end zone, his Achilles heel. It was loud. It just went. He fell straight to the ground. And they, yeah. It was a sad state of affairs. Let's just put it that way. Marine Lord now going to be looking to force an exit here on Crackety. Crackety's still somehow at 184 population. I got no idea where all of these units are. He's got a whole bunch of vills to the south. King still safely inside that keep. But the Culverin focusing on the back line, doing a decent job to focus them down. He's now started moving into gilded archers. And it feels almost like with these two 1v1s going on, it almost feels a little bit like a 2v2 in a way. It's a 2v2 where occasionally the teammates try and hurt each other. Oh, it's quite funny, isn't it? Because they're in the corner and they're getting bullied by the guys. It's like east side versus west side right now. It's for anybody who's just tuning in, this is not actually a 2v2. We didn't... Outback Octagon could have been a 2v2v2v2. It wasn't. We decided to go with an FFA. That was much easier for me to say than a 1v1v1v1v1v1v1v1. I don't know how many ones that was. That could have been 7 ones. In which case, add another one. Otherwise, I think we got it okay. But, wow, look at the amount of cannons that he's got in here. Now, keep in mind, with these cannons, where is the... furthest landmark for beasties at the back here, the Ark and Chapel, quite far away from the front lines. So, he's still got a fair bit to work through, but the Regnitz is gone, the TC's gone, the Swabia is going to be gone soon as well. Aveli's just had such a huge economy throughout this game. The early fishing boat... Oh, my God, he's going for it again. He's going for it again, but this time, he knows what's up. Oh, God, this time Crackety knows what's up as well. He's like, nah. Ain't happening, Chief. Ain't happening, Chief. Get on out of here. He knows the curtains are closing. The Gilded Archer's moving up. Is the King in here? The King's not even in here. Vil's going to pop out the bottom side, get a bit of a repair on, and Beastie once again tries to take out Crackety. Just to assure you guys, it's not actually a 2v2. Crackety going with some weird and wacky walls. I suspect he might be trying to secure the gold on the south side here. Perhaps that is the truth. A lot of idle Vils out here for Aveli at the moment. He's got 143 Vils. And Beastie now pulling Vils forward. Doesn't get the repair off in time. Trying his best to siege down the cannons. The numbers here are looking overwhelming for Aveli. How much gold has he got in this guild hall? It's stone and he's got 2,500. He is saving for a house right now. But speaking of saving for a house, take a look at this guy, Marine Lord. He's going to be able to build a house 10 times over with that much stone. That is a lot of stone in the bank. Have a look at this. Is there a potential chance that Aveli comes in for the snipe on Crackety? I mean, everybody's just trying to get a little bit of sniper-rooney action on Crackety. Marine Lord. How has he not been able to take Crackety out? He's got the forward position. It's literally been a 2v1 for like half of this fight. How is it that Crackety is still alive? How does he manage to live through this? Is it just the fact that he's got the Culverin? And the Culverin are able to keep him above the water? Because the Springles, they're good, but they're, you know, compared to the Culverin you're always going to take the Culverin over the Springles. Continuing to move forward with the keep. Aveli obviously struggling to deal with Beastie. I mean, it's a bit more understandable that Aveli can't take out Beastie because Order of the Dragon with the Culverin defense. I mean, at the same time, I guess, is it just the Culverin? Is that just the power of the Culverin on the defensive? Because you can never really get your siege into position because the Culver always take them out. Maybe that's it. Beastie now with beautiful micro picks off the enemy Springles. You can see they all managed to survive with just a little bit of health. But he manages, in the end, to take them all out. And then, once again, that's going to just delay the push. You can't push into it, right? You've got cannon emplacement, cannon emplacement, cannon emplacement, cannon emplacements everywhere. You can't push into it. Whole bunch of walls. Oh, look at this. He's trying to stop Beastie from going for these cheeky... Okay. Good luck. Beastie's going for another... Dude, I love this. Honestly, like, the fact that... You know the best part? Is even if Beastie gets the kill on Crackety, he can just say, hey, Aveli, we need to work together to take out Marine Lord. Because at the end of the day, like, whether you like it or not, Marine Lord is still the biggest threat in the lobby. And at this stage, you can justify not going for Marine Lord because he's locked in a 2v2 with Crackety. Or in a 1v1, rather, with Crackety. But now, once again, looking to make his way through. Where is the army for Crackety? He's locked in battle with Marine Lord as Beastie tries once again to sneak it through. Meanwhile, the defense for Beastie's looking solid. The Culverin micro is quality, and the King is on the move. The King is on the move. He knows he needs to get out, and he knows he needs to go fast. Spears are going to make their way around the outside. King now pops the movement speed. Yeah, he's popped the movement speed. He is looking to escape to the country. The Spears, they're continuing on the way south. But Crackety, he's brought units in to defend. He should be okay with the defense. Outpost is getting rushed up on the south. Spears are looking to try and make a connection. Meanwhile, back towards the base of Beastie. He is still holding. The keep is still alive. The emergency repairs has come out. And the Vils are going to chase away the cannons. Meanwhile, towards that south side, the king is inside! The king may potentially be exposed here. Beastie's going for it. Get him, Beastie! Get him! Oh, no! The king! He's taunting him! He's taunting him with the king! The king! It stays alive! Oh, poor Beastie. And Marine Lord comes in with his entire army. And still Crackety marches his way back. Crackety still makes his way back to safety once again. This guy is unkillable. He is actually unkillable. This is insane. He's still at 100. How are you at 160 pop still, Crackety? Stop it. Die already. Roll over. Somebody needs to get out the revolver now. Like, this is just getting silly, Crackety. Meanwhile, I mean, you could say the same about Beastie, to be fair. Like, at this point, hold on, the king's inside this keep, isn't he? The king is inside this keep. He could look to move it out the back, but I don't know, if he realizes the king is inside, sometimes you forget that the king is inside. He does remember. The king is now out the back. He remembers in time. Emergency repairs come through. Oh, the snipers! Did you see the snipers coming through from the springwood? He had to put it back inside. He can throw it into the battering ram if he wants, but he needs to clean out these springs. Otherwise, he doesn't have a chance of keeping it alive. But even then, he's losing Vils. He's down to 88 Vils now. The keep goes down. Where's the king? The king's exposed. The king's exposed. And Beastie goes down with Averly picking up the snipe. Wow. After a relentless battle between these two players, Averly started picking this fight very early in the game. You will recall Averly pushing away Beastie's prelates across the north of the map, forcing his villagers into the town center early on with the horsemen, the knight, and after 47 minutes, he finally seals the deal. It took an extra 50 pop. It took an extra player. But in the end, he manages to do it. Very well played to Averly. Unfortunate for Beastie right there. It was just, you know, that was a tough one. That was a very, very tough one. He tried multiple times to get this king. Crackety was very slippery. He played it quite well. And it just came down to unfortunate timing. You know, Crackety's army was just in the right place at the right time. And now, Averly, he's going to try and win this game. And to do that, he needs to focus down Marine Lord. I think that's probably the best play for him. Alternatively, no, you have to go after Marine Lord. You have to go after Marine Lord. You can't allow Marine Lord to be the guy that wins this game. And that's exactly what he does. Take a look at this. Whether he's going to get there or not in time is a different matter. Marine Lord's going to try his best to take out the landmarks. He says, you know what? We're not going to mess around with that slippery little king of yours. We're just going to go straight for it. Going to go straight down the middle. House of Wisdom is back here. 13k. It's being healed up by a couple Vils. But now the units overwhelm. And Marine Lord doesn't have much time. The enemy army is at his doorstep, starting to barrel down towards the position of his base. And the king slips out the back once again. He says, see you later. See you later, mate. Spears are moving to try and find the cut. They will find the cut eventually. It's only a matter of time. This outpost, I don't know what the deal is with this outpost, but it's not online. We might have to come back to the base. He's going to indeed look to try and come back to the base, staying in the game as long as he can. But the House of Wisdom is going to go down. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like our final two for today is going to be a Frenchman and a German. Hopefully that button that I just pressed didn't mess up the stream and didn't mess anything up. And there we go. Hold on, did he get the landmark back alive? Oh, he didn't kill the main landmark. The king's still alive, but now he's gone down. And that is it. Crackety, unfortunately, finally, after 49 minutes, goes down. And the wonder, Marine Lord goes for a wonder. We talked about it earlier, the fact that he probably wouldn't go for a wonder, that he ain't that kind of gal. But it turns out he is. He has plenty of resources in the bank. He has the 50 population advantage over his opponent. And now he's got 15 minutes. He's got 15 minutes to make this work. Now, keep in mind, there are sacred sites in play, so Averly naturally starts taking sacred sites immediately. Throws the keep down. Looks to begin applying pressure towards Marine Lord. I'd love to see a lot of villagers move forward right now for Averly. The only thing is, Averly doesn't have a lot of resources. If we compare Marine Lord right now to Averly, Marine Lord is up almost 100 population. Marine Lord has got a huge amount of resources in the bank, and that is despite the fact that he has just put down a wonder. His king is completely safe behind multiple layers of stone walls and a Spasskaya tower. There is no risk to this king. When it comes to landmark sniping, it's not going to be an option either. Because while there are 3 landmarks that are technically outside of the stone walls, there is one behind. And it is the Spasskaya tower. And ain't no way you're getting through that easily with its 13k health. So when it comes to thinking outside the box to deal with this, you got one bet to win this game. And that's a Sacred Site victory. Oh, I like this a lot. Oh, this is smart. Oh, this is smart. He's taking the Sacred Site right now as well. So we don't know the exact timer on this wonder, but I'm just going to say deduct a minute. So let's go for like an hour and 5 minutes. Sacred Site timer is now online. 10 minutes to go. Stonewall's going to start coming up in the north of the map. Very, very smart. Because this is the most likely place Marine Lord's just going to send a couple horsemen and hope that he's able to keep you out. But it ain't going to happen. Not today, Chief. That's what he says. Needs to fall back away. So in this position, you want to try and play into your Carracks as much as possible. And Carracks now going to cop a little bit of damage from the siege on the back. Marine Lord says that shit is absolutely whack. Get it out of here. And now look at the size of the army from Marine Lord as he begins to push through the Sacred Site. It's protected, but for how long? Marine Lord absolutely obliterates this army and says, it's not happening, mate. It is not happening. There's not a chance in hell you're going for this Sacred Site victory. Either I am going to win with this wonder, or you are going to surrender to me. Pick your poison, my friend. Pick your poison, because it ain't happening. Whoa, that demo ship could have been bad. That demo ship could have been bad, but he manages to hit them before... Wow, look at how many there are. Oh my, look how many there are. He's trying his best to hold the Sacred Site. Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. The Carracks, they're nice and safe at the back here. Demo ships, he hasn't made a solid connection just yet, but there's another one coming through. Oh, he's looking for it. We've got ourselves a nice little water versus land battle. One does make a connection, and the Streltsy go down. He's trying to make massive damage. Huge hit right there from those demo ships. They just won't stop coming, but you know what else won't stop coming? Those damn Streltsy onto the Sacred Site. It is just an absolute massacre in there. It looks like a Japanese adult video film. There is so much of a mess there. That was impressive. I'm not even mad. A whole wheel of cheese. That was a lot. That was a lot. Wow. So now you've got a Marine Lord who has... I'm going to give him 12 minutes to hold out and win this game. Oh... You know, whenever I see that kind of stuff... do you guys remember the good old days? Do you guys remember the good old days when you could explode a single demo ship and it would kill the entire map? We should bring those days back. But not really. But we should. But not really. But we could. But we won't. But we could. They were good days. How many armies were lost to a single demolition ship? Remember that upgrade you'd get? I don't know if Avely's picked it up here. It doesn't look like he has. So you've got increased damage. There's no... Yeah, okay, there's one here as well. Increased explosion range. These are like core upgrades, brother. I feel like you should have been picking these up with your first souls, my friend. Did you guys get that reference? Maybe you did. Maybe you didn't. If you did, I'll see you over there. All right, numbers are looking good here for Marine Lord. So when it comes to... Oh, Marine Lord's trading. There's a market. 39 traders. How long have you been trading for, Marine Lord? Wait a minute. Is this Loralia's market? There's no way that's Loralia's market. It doesn't look like... Why does it look like a French market? Is it? Oh, it's Baltoons. It's gotta be Baltoons, right? It's gotta be Baltoons. It doesn't look like She was playing the Juicy Legacy. That's got to be Baltoons. Anyway, so it looks like Baltoons market. So Marine Lord's got a decent little trade route coming in right here. Not a bad amount of gold. 89 gold a pop here, but have a look at this. I like this play. Remember, you know, when we talk about prospects of victory, one of the key things that I look at when it comes to these kind of heads-up fights is like the Hail Mary. So if we take a look at these traders, 89 gold a trader is kind of wild. Well, he's actually got multiple markets down at the moment. So Marine Lord's a very good player. You got to remember that. So you want to try and bait him out. I think that's the play. So you can see how he's sending all of the knights up here. This is correct. Where's Marine? Yeah, Marine Lord's doing what I think he's going to do. He's going to put outposts, not wooden fortresses, outposts down to protect his flanks, which is the right call. Because he very much knows that this is a risk. And we can see outposts now starting to come up from Averley as well. So Marine Lord wants to make sure he spots this out. If he spots this out, he does. He sees a little bit here. But if this wooden outpost gets up, wooden fortress rather, it will expose quite a bit of the plan here from Averley, and it will allow Marine Lord to reposition his army. In fact, he's already repositioning it, realizing that there could be a potential attack from that direction. When it comes to Marine Lord's line of sight, you can see the amount of buildings he's got across this map. He's looking to continue putting up more and more wooden fortresses, just to make sure there's no risk to him. Just to make sure that his opponent doesn't potentially find a route through that he didn't see, or didn't calculate, or didn't know, wasn't aware of. That's what he's trying, and you can see that that is exactly the plan here for him. So now the question becomes, how does Averley bait away the army of Marine Lord so that he can get into position to actually go for a kill? Because when it comes to going for a kill here, your primary method is just going to be going straight for the king. There's no two ways about it. You have to go for the king. Ideally, you're going to move, or you probably want to take out the wooden fortresses before you move your army. So you want to maybe send a couple of knights out here to start sieging these down. You don't want him to have that line of sight. And you want to bring your bombards up to point blank and fire upon this wall so that they can just walk through and have the shortest distance to get back to here. The trouble is, Marine Lord's got a very big army, and he's not going to go very far with them. So you want to start doing things like sieging down these barracks with knights. But you got to remember, Marine Lord's a good player. He's not going to send half of his army to go deal with 5 knights sieging down Iraqs. He's going to send, he's probably just going to send 5 spears to go deal with it. The appropriate amount of units. But we can see now that that is indeed the plan from Averley. He's going to start working down the outpost in the east of the map with the Vils here. Outpost is going to get shut down, and Marine Lord's going to completely shut this down. He's been very fortunate in the timing. Look at the amount of bombards that are here. Look at the amount of cannons that are here. Up to 17, 18 cannons that are now coming out. Exactly how many he needs to get through this. You got to remember, though, that this is where it really comes down to baiting the army of Marine Lord and knowing where the enemy's army is, and then managing to get behind those lines. Like, you can try and face this head on. It's going to be very hard. Spear, Streltsy, incredibly good against the 106 knights that you've got. Averley, has he started to delete Vils? It looks like he is deleting Vils. He's gone down to 94 here. No, actually, he's just throwing away Vils under the outpost, isn't he? So I would definitely be considering Vil deleting at this point, but even then, he doesn't have a whole lot of resources in the bank. There's no point to delete the Vils. He's still not maximum pop yet. He's got time. What was our time? I think it was 1 hour and 5 minutes. So Averley is completely exhausted on resources at the moment, whereas Marine Lord, and did he just delete some Vils then? He's got 14 knights in the queue, whereas Marine Lord is 23k, 20k, 20k, and obviously 0 stone. He's got a fair chunk of change here with regard to his units. I don't know how Averley gets through this, though. That's the biggest thing. Because let's say hypothetically he kills the enemy army. There's actually not that much production. Yeah, okay. There's a fair bit of production back here. Yeah, there's a lot of production. He's got all this down here as well. But I don't think Marine Lord's got a lot of units in queue. Yeah, he doesn't have... He should have more units in queue right now. Every single production building should have like 2 to 3 units in queue at this point. There's no reason not to when you've got this many resources in the bank. God, that's a lot of units though. Actually, should I take it back? Wait, do I take this back? Is there a chance that he actually wins here? You could potentially bait the attacks of the enemy onto your battering rams. Maybe that's what he does? Maybe lead with your battering rams? Because he doesn't really need a lot of time here. I think this is fine. He's still got time. Like, he's still got another 5 minutes or so. Maybe 6 minutes. Somewhere in that region. And he's just building up a huge army. I mean, to be fair, Marine Lord should just delete Vils at this point and just make a huge army as well. But he kind of needs Vils, just in case, to repair. But even then, you probably don't. We hear more Vils getting deleted behind the scenes. He's got 6 battering rams in queue. He's picked up the upgrades for them as well. They've got lots of extra health. And now a scout moves forward. He looks to try and spot out where that army is from Marine Lord. I'm almost tempted to say, like, you should maybe even think about coming down here But the trouble is, like, any amount of units that you send, Marine Lord will send the perfect amount to counter you. He will never be baited to send more units than he needs to. Marine Lord's army. Absolutely huge. Oh my lord, look at the size of it, dude. Look at the size of this army. I like that Avely's going back to capture the sacred site now. It's too late for sacred sites. It's too late. I think originally our song was It's Too Late for Palisades. But Sacred Sites works just as well. Especially in this circumstance. I'm kind of disappointed that we never released a remix version. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, Sacred Site victory is approaching. The only trouble is, I suspect we've probably got about 4 minutes left to go until that gong starts. Well, at least, no, the gong will be gonged. The gong will be gonged by 4 minutes. I reckon you got about 4 minutes until the game is over. If Marine Lord's wonder does not go down. It sits strong in the back of the base, powerful, fearsome. And Avely continues to bide his time. He's down to 24 villagers. He knows that it will come down to a final fight. God, that's a lot of knights right there. This is the stuff that FFAs are made of. Look at the amount of bombards that are here as well. 18 still. Marine Lord, 125 vills. Okay, he got the message. 105 Streltsy in queue, 45 spears in queue, 5 Springalds in queue as well. I'd just be deleting all the vills. Control Shift A, Shift click the vills, delete. That's what you need to do right now, my brother. With this many resources in the bank, that's the way that you secure victory. It's not about doing it with style. It's about guaranteed victory. Couple little spearmen making moves out here. You need to go now, my friend Avely. You don't have a lot of time. Where are those gongs, by the way? I was expecting to hear it by now. I haven't heard a gong yet. Did I miss the gong? No, there it is. 3 minutes until one to defeat. There's the gong. All of the knights now. He knows. Okay, 3 minutes to go. Oh my lord. We are about to see one of the greatest battles in Outback Octagon history, ladies and gentlemen. Marine Lord in the pink. Avely in the green. It all comes down to this. An absolute insane amount of knights fighting against 2 units that counter them very effectively. The Streltsy with range damage that cuts through the armor, and the Spearman, which gets bonus damage against the knights. But of course, these are no ordinary knights. These are French elite royal knights. Mangoes get a couple of shots in. Streltsy able to pick a few off. Where are the cannons? They're coming through the top side. He's going to try and go for a little bit of a sneak attack here. He's looking to make it on multiple angles, and now the knights coming down from all over town. The north, the south, the east, the west. He completely surrounds. He does his best. The cannons as well. They make their way down. Whether they connect remains to be found. But the Streltsy numbers continue to climb. He runs back to his base. Will he make it on time? It doesn't look like the majority will, because the walls have gone down. Have a look at the amount of units that are here. Avely is doing it, ladies and gentlemen. The numbers are looking good for him. He continues battling through. 197 population. The Streltsy kite away. He's got no mangonels in the mix, so it means he's got single target only to deal with it. He's getting whittled down. Slowly, one by one, the landmarks will fall. And oh my god! Look at the size of the militia pop! He hasn't made a single militia this game, and they all just came into frame in the same train. Wow, can you believe the amount of militia? The militia to save a game for Marine Lord right now. Completely overwhelming. All of the cavalry from his opponent eating out all, well, not eating out, but eating alive all of the bombards here with 1 minute until one to defeat. It feels almost certain that Marine Lord has held, ladies and gentlemen. A beautiful, oh my lord, look at the size of that thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to inform you that Marine Lord is your victor in an absolutely brilliant battle of a game. Good game. Wow. Holy moly. That was incredible. That was absolutely incredible. Wow. Let's take a look and see at what that eco count was at the end. Pretty decent Vil count. Look at how many Vils Averley took out. Marine Lord didn't even need to take him out. He's on the defensive, so he's got all of that production in his base. Let's take a look at the military count. Yeah, you can see, look how quickly it spikes there at the end for Averley. I mean, as soon as that wonder gets placed down, he knows it's time for business. But unfortunately, in the blink of an eye, it all just goes down. And that is just the consequence of Marine Lord having all that space, having all that time, and having all that population and resources to put towards units. We take a look at the eco as well. Marine Lord with 112,000 gold collected in that game. The next highest, Averley on 80,000. Not too bad, honestly. It's pretty close to what Marine Lord was on. So very well played from him. Anyway, we will leave it there. And of course, we will come back for another game with these guys and gals. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.